Let Scenic take you on an unforgettable journey to discover the spectacular sights of Spain and Portugal. From the magnificent architecture of their palaces and cathedrals to the colour and spectacle of their dances, you'll be astounded by the rich diversity of these fascinating countries. Our journey begins in the vibrant city of Barcelona. Revitalised for the 1992 Olympics, this picturesque city is renowned for Europe's best-preserved Gothic quarter. Gaudi's delightfully zany architecture and galleries housing the treasures of Picasso and Miro. A special highlight will be a visit to Gaudi's unfinished masterpiece, the Cathedral of the Sagrada Famlia, a visually stunning cathedral and Barcelona's most important landmark. Construction on Gaudi's magical cathedral began in 1878, and although he died in 1926, work has continued since then in an attempt to realise his dream. It's estimated that it won't be complete until at least 2041. Even though it is far from finished, this remarkable cathedral is well worth visiting. We also visit Quill Park, a playful urban park featuring peaceful greens, winding paths, and many sculptures and mosaics designed by Gaudi himself, including gingerbread gatehouses, patchwork lizards, and much more.
Now you can find Gaudi's influence over this city just about everywhere, from churches to city streets to homes, even landscape gardening like here in Parkway. And as you can tell by all these crowds, they absolutely love him.
Following the coastline south, we'll visit the fortified seaport of Pensacola before our arrival in the coastal city of Valencia. Among the highlights of our included guided tour will be the City of Arts and Sciences, the most important modern tourist destination in the city. From here we will head to the hilltop town of Granada, nestled amongst the Sierra Nevada, Spain's highest mountain range. At the centrepiece of the city lies one of the most beautiful jewels of world architecture, the Alhambra. A series of magnificent palaces, fountains and gardens built in the 14th century. Within the Alhambra stands the massive palace of Charles V, an outstanding example of Spanish Renaissance architecture. Visit Sacramone, famous for its cave dwellings and once the home of Granada's large gypsy community. Here we enjoy a scenic exclusive, an evening of authentic flamenco dancing in the caves. Retire to the Palacio de Santa Paula, located in the historic centre, surrounded by stunning garden terraces.
Just staying at a hotel like this is an experience all in itself. It's actually a 500-year-old convent that's been completely restored to look exactly as it would have in the 16th century.
A short trip finds us in Cordoba for a guided visit to the incredible Mezquita, a Gothic Christian cathedral housed inside a large Moorish mosque. The temple is more than an historical and archaeological monument. It is the unique embodiment of over 8 centuries of architectural and artistic change. Travel to Ronda, one of Andalusia's loveliest towns, steeped in history. It stands on a towering plateau in the mountains of Malaga province and is famous for the plunging river gorge which divides the medieval and 18th century parts of the town.
We're only about an hour from Marbella, but this just feels like a completely different world. You know, everyone I've spoken to who's been to Andalusia says that Ronda is their absolute highlight of Spain.
Ronda is also famous for its bullring, which we will enjoy a guided visit of. It is the oldest and one of the most beautiful in Spain, and the arena itself is also the country's largest. We continue towards the Portuguese border to Seville. one of Spain's most charming cities. Enjoy exploring the city sights, including the Cathedral, housing the tomb of Christopher Columbus, and step aboard a horse-drawn carriage, which will wind through the city's streets and alleyways. Bidding adios to Spain for a few days, we embark on a discovery of Portugal and drive to the nation's capital, Lisbon.
Portugal is one of the smallest countries in Europe, but what it lacks in size, it certainly makes up for in personality.
In Lisbon, we visit the lovely port area, the Alhambra Quarter, with its picturesque cobbled streets, and the Avenida de Liberdade, the monument to the famous Portuguese explorers, as well as the Belheim Tower. Our picturesque drive north will take us through gorgeous seaside villages such as Nazaré, where we'll enjoy time at leisure to stroll the quaint streets filled with hospitable locals before our journey continues to the UNESCO World Heritage City of Porto. Located on the Douro River estuary in northern Portugal, Porto is one of the oldest European centres and was once an outpost of the Roman Empire. Among the highlights of our stay in Porto is a special dinner cruise aboard a traditional Habelo boat in this fabulously pretty city and a tasting of the city's namesake. Crossing the border back into Spain, we are bound for Salamanca, where you'll be in awe of the beauty of the many historical buildings, including the majestic university, which was founded in the year 1218. We travel back to Madrid, where we will spend 2 nights experiencing the best that this lively Spanish capital has to offer. We'll visit the Prado Museum with our expert art guide. We'll visit the famous Plaza Mayor and the bustling Puerta del Sol and Plaza de España, as well as the 18th century Royal Palace. You'll have a fun-filled afternoon where you may try your hand and your feet at a local tableau for a fun and energetic afternoon of flamenco dance. Or for the sportsters, you may choose to visit the Bernabeu football stadium, as well as the Trophy Museum of Real Madrid. On our journey, we'll meet the locals at the charming villages, explore UNESCO World Heritage sites and cities, and absorb the intoxicating culture that is unmistakably Spain and Portugal. If you would like to extend your journey and discover more of Europe's treasures, some only accessible by water, why not add a river cruise along Europe's grand waterways? New in 2016, Scenic's newest spaceship will begin to cruise the Douro River from Portugal to Spain. This river cruise will let you see the best of Portugal and its famed Douro Valley. Discover this region's colourful history or simply enjoy the tantalising tastes and flavours of one of Europe's hidden gems. Spain and Portugal in all-inclusive luxury, so wonderfully scenic.